Hey everyone! Welcome to episode number 21 of my show and tell. My name is Claudie and thank you so much for joining me. Yes, so what are we going to be talking about today? There's a lot. A lot has went on, in the last couple of weeks. So I will have a lot to show you. I actually have 6 finished objects. I know. And a couple of whips and some other stuff. But before I get into any of that, I just wanted to go over this really quick. I am also going to be doing a craft-along, knit-along, crochet-along, whatever you want to call it. But I'm including, not just knitting and crochet, so we're calling it a craft-along. If you're interested in that, but you don't want to watch the rest of the video, which, I don't know why you wouldn't want to, but, your prerogative, right? I'm going to go ahead and put a timestamp down in the description bar below. Also down there you can find the show notes and any links to social media stuff like Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I am most active on Instagram, so if you want to see what I'm doing more often, that's really the place to go. So yeah. Okay, so what has been going on? It's been, obviously, I've had 2 holidays. So a week ago Saturday, so a week ago yesterday, was Valentine's Day, the 14th, obviously. And I had a really good Valentine's Day. Normally we don't do anything like big and spectacular or whatever, because we've been together for almost 14 years now. We've not been married that long, but we started dating, yeah, like 14 years ago. That's a long time. So yeah, is that right? Yes, that's right. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. I was like, that can't be right, but it is. So 14 years ago, and not that means that like when you're together that long, like you stop doing those things, but we've never really been the type that, I don't know, it's more about the small things than necessarily like large gestures like flowers and boxes of chocolate and all that good stuff. Like those things are great, and don't get me wrong, you want to give me flowers, yeah, I'll take them and I will enjoy them, but I would prefer like smaller things, and also I like yarn better. My husband knows that, so he bought me yarn. And I've already done a haul video on that because I was just so excited I couldn't wait. And so that link will be, I'll put that in the show notes, and I'll go ahead and put that down in the description bar too, so you can just pop it over, or maybe I could put a link somewhere here. I really need to do that more here on YouTube, like integrate the nice features they have, and I never do. But anyway, I'll do that. And yes, so he bought me yarn, and I was just so excited. Like, he didn't wrap it or anything, he just handed it to me in like the packaging that it came in, because he ordered it online. And yeah, I was just so excited. He didn't come up with it all on his own, because we had been talking about stuff beforehand, and not like right beforehand, but over the last couple of months, and maybe a little bit longer for some of the stuff. I talk about that in the haul video, so I'll let you go there. But he was super, super sweet, and yes, I actually got him something this year too. I got him some board games. I got him a couple of board games, one of which I'd given to him earlier, because I just thought, like, I was like, oh, I gave it to him when I got it, so. And then the other one I waited until Valentine's Day to give him. And I also made him things, which I'm going to go ahead and show you. So let's talk about the finished items. So I finished 2 things that I gave to him. I asked him to leave them here so that way I could show you. And I've got to take pictures and stuff for Ravelry, because I've not updated Ravelry yet. Alright, so the first thing I made, and I don't think I was done with it last time. Let me just double check. Maybe I did do this last time. No, I did not. For some reason I felt like maybe it was finished last time. But anyway, no. This is the earbud pouch, and it's by, I have notes. It is by Mary Keenan. And it's just a little knit pouch. So you put your headphones, your earbuds, not headphones, but like the earbuds in there. There's a little hole. How did I do this? Okay, yes. So it's a really simple pattern, and I did change it just a little bit because I feel like the pattern is written for sport weight maybe. I can't remember now, but it's written for a different weight than I used. I used fingering weight yarn. This is Lion Brand Sockies in Rock Candy. This is left over from some socks that I made before that I have been enjoying wearing on these cold days. Though it wasn't cold this weekend, so that was nice. It's a really simple pattern. I modified the pattern just a little bit. I think I had to do another. I feel like I had to do more increases to get it the width that it needed to be, and then when I went down to the decreases, I think I went down to what it said to in the pattern, and I probably should have stopped maybe a round or two before. And I think in the pattern she tells you to do a Kitchener stitch to close it. I just did a 3-needle bind off, so you can see there's a seam there where there wouldn't be if you had done a Kitchener stitch. So it sort of looks like a tiny little toe of a sock, and that's basically kind of how it's worked. I mean, that's just how the decreases are worked if you're doing like a wedge toe. So it's really simple. A bunch of people have made this. This is not like, you know, anything new, I'm sure. But my husband listens to music a lot, so I like at work, and sometimes when we're like both sitting on the couch, he'll have like a laptop and he'll be listening to something. If I'm watching something he doesn't really want to watch. So, yeah. And he listens to podcasts and stuff a lot, you know, when he's doing stuff or playing games or whatever. So, yeah. And then I made him some mitts. I have 2 of them. So these are the lambing mitts, and they're by Veronica Jobe. Jobe. I'm assuming it's just Jobe, but it might be like Joby or something. Or maybe with the silent, or with like the Spanish J, like a Hobie, maybe? I don't know. But yes, so these are really fun. I made these out of the same yarn that I made him the Graham hat, and that was Lion Brand Woolies, the worsted weight one, in Chestnut Heather. So you can see. I'm sorry I keep looking over on the right hand side, but that's where the screen is, so I'm trying to make sure like I'm actually in frame. So these mitts are made to where you fold them down, or you can leave them up, because that way like they keep your hands warm, but they're not a full mitten, like they're keeping your fingers, like the top of your fingers warm. So you would normally wear them, I think, probably like that. And you could turn the thumb down too, I guess, if you wanted to. My husband's hands are bigger than mine, so these are a little big on me, at least on this part. But yeah, so it's a really easy, fun pattern. All you're doing, it's basically like a broken rib. I mean, that is exactly what it is. It's a broken rib, except for, yeah, that is what it is. That's broken rib. I was like, no, broken rib is when you do something else. No, yeah. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about today. But you can see it's just done in this like cool little stripe configuration. Really easy pattern. Highly recommend it. Did I change anything? I can't remember. I don't think I changed anything in the pattern other than I had to tailor it to his hands. And he wanted it, I feel like I made it slightly longer on the cuff, on the arm part, I think. And I might have had to have worked, oh yeah, I think I did have to work another thumb gusset increase. I feel like I did. I have notes, I'll have to double check, but yeah. And I know I made the thumb longer and this part longer because his hands are just, you know, taller. So really easy pattern, really like it. I'm probably going to make a pair for myself because I like having the ability to sort of turn the cuff down and popping it back up in certain instances. I wove in the ends, but apparently I forgot to trim them. Can you see that? Yeah, I'll have to do that. Really nice. My husband likes them. I asked him to leave them here so I could show you guys, but he really, 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 really loved them. He's been wearing a pair of fingerless mitts that were mine, and he picked them up one time, like when he was like going to work, and then I haven't been able to get them back. So I made him some for himself so that way I can have some. Not the red ones that I made last time, these were older ones, but actually I think they might have been a gift. They were a gift, and he has been wearing them, but that's fine. They're mine now. We did laundry yesterday, and I washed them, so now they're mine. They're mine. Yeah, so it's really nice. You use size, I feel like I used size 7 needles for this. I think for this I used a size, I used size 1 2.25 millimeter needle. And this I used a size 7, a US size 7, so is that 5 millimeter? I don't know, but it was a 7. So, yeah. Yay! They make me happy. And they're really warm. I like Lion Brand woolies. It's maybe not the softest wool acrylic blend I've ever felt, but I like it, and I think it wears really well. And I like the heather color. It is it's got a little bit of like, you know, a little bit of fuzz kind of thing. Not really fuzz, but, well, maybe it is fuzz, I guess. It's got a little bit of like a halo. Let's put it that way. Not bad or anything like that, but it's really nice. And these are warm, even for being, you know, I mean, not as tightly knit. If you were going to make them tighter, you would need to, of course, increase the number of stitches that you cast on, and just basically do a couple more pattern repeats. If you were going to, like, you know, go down like to like a size 5 or something, like make them really dense. But yeah. So I was happy to make these, and he was really, really happy to get them. I actually did not finish these until Valentine's Day. Actually, I finished them on Valentine's Day, I believe. Yes. I finished them off and like wove them in and everything like that. I had just had like this part or something to go, but it's fine. No, I think I had the thumb to do. That's what it was. I had one thumb left to do. So I finished those and then gave them to him, and he was really excited to get them. So I think that that's a good pattern, and I really recommend it. So yeah. And then the other things that I finished are all charity hats. So I think last time I did have that granny square to show you, and I had pulled out some yarn, and it turned out like it was my older, like some of my oldest yarn, like from one of the first large project I had completed. Yeah, so I did that, and I just decided to go ahead and use up the rest of that yarn to make some charity hats. And while I was at it, I've been trying to perfect my double crochet beanie pattern, whatever recipe, whatever. I probably could just like look up what someone else does. It probably would be easier, but I've been trying to do it, but like do you see that it gets a little bit of a point? Can you see that? It's just a slight point. And also like size dimensions and stuff like that for the right size I want. And I use the same hook throughout, and this is all Red Heart Super Saver for the yarn. Different colors, which I cannot remember the names of, but I did them all a little different because I'm just trying to figure it out. So that's fine. I have not woven in the ends. I was going to do that, and then I forgot, so I'll do that today. I'll do that probably while the video's encoding or something. So anyway, so this is one I just did like a color blocking kind of situation. There you go. This is the larger one, and I believe this one fits like a 23-inch head. I feel like I measured them to see, you know, what was going on with them. So, and then I did this one, and these have been folded, so I know they're not like perfectly round. Sorry. And just please ignore them here. Let's tuck those ends in. It's gonna drive me crazy if I don't. There we go. So there you go. There's the seam in the back. I know I'm pulling that. There's the seam right here. So these are the same colors as that one, but I did a stripe instead of just like leaving it all one color. And then I have this red one. Well, so it's got, I keep showing you the wrong side with the seam. So there you go. And the last one I did, this I had run out of all of the other colors when I was like, okay, well, I want to finish it up, so I'm going to use it. And so I went and I had some white leftover Red Heart Super Savers, so I just combined that with that. Okay, there's a ton of ends on this one. And they're long. I left them long because I was like, well, what if I want to rip it out? So I didn't trim them. But there you go. So it's got a green, it's like a forest green on the top, this sort of khaki color white, and then a red. I used the very last of the red yarn for a stripe. And I was thinking, I was like, if I had used different colors, it would have looked like a pencil. So maybe I'll do that next time. Really nice, really easy. Just a hat. So yes, these are going into the charity box once I weave in the ends and wash them and stuff. But yes, so it was nice. I have a goal to do 24 charity hats or scarves this year, and unfortunately I did not do any last month, so I'm trying to make up for lost time. So I did 4 because I figured that's like 2 a month. So I did 4 this month, and I'll probably do some more. It's been really nice to use up some of my scraps because it's kind of taking over. It's kind of taking over a little bit. So yes, but I try to use yarn that I do try to use like the same yarn, like at least the same yarn line. Sometimes that doesn't work, but because I don't have enough. But yeah, so these are gonna go, and they'll fit a variety of sizes at this point because I'm trying different things. Like I think one I went up to 60 stitches, one I went to 55. When I went to, maybe I went to 65? I know I did 2 that were the same, but I did them slightly different. I can't remember, but I took notes while I was doing it so that way I could kind of compare and contrast and really, you know, try to figure it out. Once I have that done, if you're interested, I can do a video on that, but of how I am going to do them from now on. And maybe just, it's for my own reference, we'll see. But yeah. I am excited about that, and my husband has a large head, and this one fits him, and it fits me too, and I have kind of a big noggin too, so this one is for like a large adult head, extra large or something, I don't know. Not quite my colors, but that's fine. Alright, so that is all I have finished. Like, that's a lot. I feel like that's a lot, especially for me, because all of these were started and finished within the last 2 weeks. So yeah, the crochet hats of course don't take that much time, but I'm a slow knitter, so I was working on these pretty much the first week, as well as some other stuff. But yeah, and then the hats were pretty much done. I think I did those hats in like 2 days, I think. Yeah. Anyway, what am I working on now? I have been working on my socks still, and you'll have to forgive me. I cannot remember exactly where I was on them before, and I forgot to put a progress keeper on both of them. Okay, sorry, they're like all over the place. I feel like I was to about here on one of them, and I think on the other one I had just done the toe. I feel like that's right. I'll try to put progress keepers on them this time, but we'll see. I guess I could have got my sock blockers out, but alright, so the socks, I'm doing the sock pattern from the Syncopation socks, and the yarn is Peyton's Croy FX in Cascade colors. it's very, very pretty. I thought about making these for, I wasn't sure if they were fitting, if they were going to fit me. I thought they might be a little too big, but now that I've been able to get a little bit more done on them, they do fit. They are, I don't want to say roomier, but they're not as snug, I guess. Like they don't have as much, they're not as snug as like other socks that I've made, but I think that's okay. Like that's fine. It's fine. So let's talk about this one. I am almost ready to start the heel on this sock. You can see I must have apparently very tiny feet because I do. I'm going to be doing a fish lips kiss heel on these. So I'm about ready to start. I need to double check. But I feel like that was the right spot. And so I'm doing the pattern, the stitch pattern. Can you see that? Let's see. There you go. So that's the stitch pattern. The stitch pattern is from the Syncopation Socks by, I did not write it down. I'll put a link in the show notes because I can't remember who actually wrote that pattern. But the pattern itself is written for like a specific size with a specific heel, and all I wanted was the stitch pattern from it. So I did that, and then so I did a different toe. I'm doing a different heel. It's fine. Obviously, I'm doing a different length than she recommended for a size 12 because I do not have size 12 feet. But yeah, I mean, it's really, really nice. Basically, what you're doing is just kind of like a rib pattern, but then you alternate every 6 rows where it is. Like where the ridge, like where the purl ridge is. Or not purl ridge, but like the purl row column. There we go, purl column. Yeah. It's kind of hard to see in this yarn when they're not like stretched. Like when they're on, you can see them. And then of course this particular skein of the yarn, even though they're the same lot, is different than this one. So this one's more like mottled or marled, I guess. Marled is probably the best word. Marled. And this one is kind of working up slightly more solid color stripes. But still very, very pretty. I like them both. They make me happy. So I'm not really too concerned with it. There's the knot pattern side. Of course, once I get past the heel, I'll do the pattern all the way around, but you know, usually you don't do patterning on the bottom of your foot. Probably because like maybe it would feel weird. I'm assuming that's probably why. So yeah, these are fun. These needles are US 1 2.5 millimeters. Knit Picks, they're the purple cable ones. Did you see Knit Picks has new, it's like they're not wood exactly, they're like coated wood or whatever. I don't know whatever they call them, but they're like called Majestic, and they're like jewel tones. They're so pretty. I got the catalog and they were, I think, on the front. I was like, I don't really need another set of needles, but, and I don't know, I've never used those, the wood ones that have like a laminate on them. I've never used those before, but I know some people who like them, so I don't know. Maybe I might, if I place a Knit Picks order, I might buy just a set to see if I like them in like a common size that I'll use a lot. And I think they have fixed circulars and stuff too, and DPNs and all that out of them. So I'll have options. But, you know, I'm not really buying that much yarn, so yeah. And now that my husband was super sweet, I think, like, I really wanted those, if you watch the video, like, there's the Arnie and Carlos design line sock yarn. I really, really wanted it. Like, been talking about it obsessively, and he got me enough for 2 socks. So I'm excited. All right. I just went off on a tangent again. Let's talk about my spinning. That's the other thing that I've been working on. I am almost done with, well, with these 2 ounces. I'm almost done with these 2 ounces. I have a whole other 2 ounces to do after this, but that is fine. So let me pull it out of here. It's like all bunched up. All right, so here we go. That's the bottom of it. We are in a much lighter section than the rest of the, actually I think the beginning might have had a lot of white in it. And it's not like solid white. You can see like it's just lighter overall. It doesn't have as many dark colors, but then there's like a section here where it gets dark again. So, but this is all I have left. This is it. So not a lot at all. I will probably finish this by tomorrow. I've not been working that long on it because you can do it while you're standing, which is probably better, but I hurt my ankle again. So I've been trying not to put too much weight on my left leg, my left ankle. It's not like quite to like the I'm not gonna walk again level. It's more like, hey, you should take it easy. Don't go for that really long walk today because you're gonna hurt. So yeah, so I've been trying to take it easy. So, and also like I feel like if I'm standing when I'm spinning, like when it falls, because eventually they do kind of, every once in a while the fiber will separate and your spindle will fall. I feel like it's gonna break more, or I don't know, like I have this weird fear. I guess it's not really unfounded or anything, because I mean I've done it before. It's fallen. I thought I broke the shaft of this particular one, but I did not. Luckily, you can order replacements though if I had. Here's the front of it, so you can see it's much lighter than the last time I showed it to you. Still really, really pretty. Cannot wait to have this as yarn, but I'll have to. The spindle and the fiber are both from Turtle Made, and I bought these at a wool gathering in 2014. Both of them. No, I'm lying. I bought the fiber from a wool gathering in 2014. I bought the spindle online. That's a present to myself. Like on her, she has an Etsy shop, which I'll put a link to. But yes, makes me so happy. But it is getting quite heavy. It's not full yet, obviously. And I was debating. I was like, well, I could just keep going, but I had already split the braid in half, so or as close to half as I could get. So I'm afraid if I tried to put on another 2 ounces, I don't think it would hold it. I just feel like it wouldn't. So, and also it'd be really heavy at that point, and so it would, it would just weigh down a lot more. So I don't really want to do that. So I will just keep on with this, and then I'll just 2-ply it later, and I'll probably have a little leftover bit that I'll have to figure out what to do with. But yes, so I'm excited about that. This is living in my Kicks and Giggles bag, which is like the Harry Potter spells. And I forgot, my socks are in the Fat Squirrel Fibers, who hosts the Fat Squirrel Speaks podcast. And for some reason that's not the color of that. Oh no. There we go. Yeah, it looks like cross stitching. Super happy, but I love it. And that is like the bag that I bought myself whenever it was. All right, what else? That's probably it. Okay, so obviously I did not buy myself any yarn, but my husband bought it for me. It's really exciting. He bought it from Craftsy, and I've never placed an order from them before, so I really wasn't aware how they package things. He, of course, like, he doesn't generally, he's not great at gift wrapping. He tries, but this time he just handed me the package. He just handed me the box. They don't put like a bag or a liner or anything in the box. So yeah, and we had some snow and stuff, so I don't know. It's a little interesting, but so I guess that's something to be aware of if you're going to order from them. I don't know if you like can call and ask them to make sure that they wrap it really well or what, but I think if I were going to give them feedback on their packaging, while the box is nice, it also has like really big open, like long lines that they don't tape up. So yeah. All right. What else? My birthday. My birthday was Friday, and I'm not gonna tell you how old I am. I'm okay with it, but yeah, you can guess if you like. I won't be offended if you say I'm like 50, because I don't think I look 50. Whatever 50 looks like. I mean, whatever. But yes, I did not like freak out on my birthday or like have a big meltdown or anything like that. I actually had a really nice overall birthday. My husband had to work. That was like one of the few days that he could not get off of work. Because they had it, I don't know, I think they had some kind of like something going on that they had like blacked out that day or something. So he wasn't able to get that day off. So I spent most of the day, I just did whatever I wanted to do. I was like, I'm just going to not worry about it. I'm not going to do any work. I'm not going to do anything that like I have to do. I'm just going to do stuff I want to do. It's my birthday. Yay. So I got up, and like I got up a little later than I usually do, and I went and sat on the couch in the living room, and I did a bunch of crafting stuff, and you know, was just like, okay, and looking at the internet and watching whatever on Netflix. I've pretty much just been watching like, not, other than that day, I really haven't watched much of anything. Maybe some Deep Space Nine, a little bit of Nurse Jackie. We've not been watching that much TV. So, I think, what did I watch that day? I can't even remember really what I watched, honestly. Like, it was just like whatever looked good, like documentaries and stuff on like, I don't know, like the Druids or something. I don't know. Just random things that I had in my list that I was like, I want to watch that. And I had a good time. And then my husband got off work, and then we went and had dinner, and then we played board games, and it was a really nice, chill evening, and honestly, that's what I wanted for my birthday. It would have been nice to have seen some of my family, but, you know, they can't always be here, so it's fine. I enjoyed that. This weekend, though, was pretty much like, what do I want to do? So we did pretty much whatever I wanted to do. My husband bought me cupcakes. I told him, I was like, I don't want like a whole cake in the house, because we're not going to have a bunch of people over, and I don't really want them in the house. So he bought me a little thing of cupcakes. So that was nice. And yeah, I mean, just overall, it was a really good birthday. He did not buy me yarn for my birthday, which I actually thought if he was going to buy me yarn, it was going to be for my birthday, because I didn't actually really expect anything on Valentine's Day. Except maybe like, you know, I thought he might get me like one of like the grocery store bouquets or whatever, because sometimes he's done that. But I expected, I was like, well, if he's going to get me anything, it's going to be for my birthday. And he got the yarn for Valentine's Day, but for my birthday, he got me a guitar. So, yay, I'm so excited. I've always wanted to learn how to play the guitar. Like, it's one of those things. I was in band in middle school, and then when I went to high school, they didn't have the orchestral band. They only had marching band, and I spent the summers with my dad, and if I did marching band, I would have had to have missed like 2 or 3 weeks because of like band camp. Like, yeah. Just had like a weird apple pie, or yeah, the movie Apple Pie, American Pie, not apple pie, American Pie reference, but I just didn't want to. I had other commitments, I guess, basically. It's the best way to put it. So I didn't join the band in high school. I went to a fairly small high school, and they didn't have enough people or time, I guess, to have both, so they only did one. And I think they got rid of it for a while. They got rid of marching band. It was orchestral after I graduated, of course, but that's fine. I played the baritone back then, and yeah, and I tried to teach myself how to play like the keyboard piano, and it was okay, but like I never was really good at it. Like it was more like I can learn one song at a time and be decent at that one song. But I always had problems with it, and I think I might have the same sort of problem with the guitar. Um, my husband also bought me Rocksmith 2014, which is a I don't want to say game. I mean, there are some games on it. It's kind of like, do you know Rock Band or Guitar Hero, except with a real guitar? I guess that's the best way to describe it. Like, you're actually playing real chords, real notes. You're using a real guitar. Basically anything that plugs in. Like, so I'm using, my guitar is the Epiphone Les Paul Special 2. And, which, you know, I'm not like, I don't really know a lot about guitars. So, I mean, it seems like it's good. I'm having a little bit of fret buzz issue. I had to look up what it was called. But basically, like, when you strum, it's the top, which I can't remember what that note is now. Maybe A? No, that's not right. E? Low E? Anyway, the top string, when I think it's, I don't know if it's me or the guitar or whatever. I'm gonna have to get somebody to look at it and figure out if it's me or whatever. It doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes when I strum that note, I'll get a little bit of buzz where basically the string is hitting the little metal frets, like the little metal ridge things that go on the neck of the guitar. Like I'm using like technical terms. It feels so weird. But I mean, I guess it's a good thing that I at least know that stuff. But anyway, so this Rocksmith 2014, it's designed to teach you how to play guitar. I think they have like a 90-day challenge or something like that. I've not been doing that exactly. Like I've not played every single day, but I'm going through the lessons that they have on there. Then they have songs that you can play, and then it progresses in hardness. So like once they think, like when you're playing a song, if you are able to play that song at a certain level, they will increase the difficulty. And so the next time you play it, it will be a little harder. I'm like still like, don't make it too hard, even though like one song I did okay on, but it was like the easiest song, and then it like upped the difficulty, and then I was like, oh no, I don't know what I'm doing. It was kind of hilarious. But I'm going through the lessons and I'm doing hammer-ons, which is when you play like, so you play one note and then you use the other finger to like you pop it down and that it plays the second note without having to strum, without having to pluck the guitar string again. I did that, but you don't have to do that again. So basically while the string is still vibrating, when you press down on it, it changes the tone of it. Except that like the same thing that went on with the keyboards, I think I'm having with the guitar. I have small hands and I have short fingers, and I think that I'm gonna have to modify like which, like, or how I hold stuff or something like that, because I'm having the hardest time with it. And it's not because I don't know what I'm doing, it's because I keep, like, my finger doesn't want to reach, because you have to keep your one finger already held down and then you put the other one on top. I feel like I'm not flipping off, I promise. But you do that, and so I'm having a little bit of difficulty. Anyway, it's fine. I'm just keep practicing, and I'm like, if I never get that part, then that's fine, because there are people who are like rock, or like not rock, but like, you know, like guitar playing musicians who know 3 chords. So I'm like, that's fine. I'm okay with it. I just want to learn, you know, a couple of songs, and I think, you know, if I learned a couple of songs, I'd probably be really excited. And I mean, I would continue on, but that would be like, that's like the best in my mind. It's like my goal. But anyway, so enough about guitars. I'm obviously very excited about it. And I'm going to just keep practicing, and I'll update you guys every once in a while if you're interested. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the craft-along. All right, I'm going to call this my birthday craft-along. And yes, because it was my birthday. I was actually going to start this craft-along in the last podcast, but I completely forgot to mention it. And then I was like, well, I didn't really want to make a separate video about it anyway. So yeah, we're doing the birthday craft-along. So what is included? Basically, it has to do with anything that has to do with your birthday. Or not, well, it could be your birthday or a birthday. So if you want to use materials that you received for your birthday, it's a gift for someone's birthday, it's for a baby because they're getting ready to have a birthday, like a newborn, like, you know, like someone who's like expecting, you know, like they're pregnant. And so, I mean, they're getting ready to have a birthday, right? So anything like that, you just have to kind of, when you do your post, just explain how it's related to a birthday somehow. That's all. I am going to be hosting this over on Ravelry because we're going to be doing pictures, and it's just easier because you can't really post pictures here on YouTube. So go over, I'll put a link in the show notes and in the description bar for the Ravelry group, which is the Crafting with Claudie Ravelry group. You do have to be a member of Ravelry to be able to access the group, and you also have to be a member of the group itself, which when you look at the page, if you're not already in the group, it'll have in the top right hand side, there's like a little join. It says join, it's a little button that says join. So you'll need to be a member of the group in order to be eligible for any prizes. You can still participate, I guess, if you don't want to join, but you won't be included for the prizes. So I'm going to start a chatter thread and a finished objects thread. In the finished objects thread, you'll just post your picture of your item and an explanation of how it relates to a birthday. I'm not going to like go through and like scrutinize what everybody's doing, but I mean, I will read what everybody's saying, but you know, just make it about a birthday. And over in the chatter thread, then you can talk about, you know, pretty much whatever you want to over there. Plans for what you're planning on doing. So I think what I'm going to do is go through and list, because I've got some birthdays coming up, so I think I'm going to go through and just list what birthdays are coming up and sort of get some pattern ideas, I think, ready for that. I think that'd be a good way to kind of keep that all together. So feel free to do that as well. I will have those threads up by the time you are able to watch this video. And what else? Okay, what counts, because I'm doing this as a craft along. So what that means, I've got my notes in my hand, sorry if I keep like flailing around. So the craft along, basically that means crocheting, knitting, weaving, spinning, cross stitch, just general craftiness, loom knitting, yeah, just whatever, you know. If I've not listed it, please ask me and I will make a decision on that. But you know, I know I'm forgetting stuff like quilting. I know I'm not like naming all of the all of the crafts in the world. So if you have a question about that, just ask me over in the chatter thread, or you can ask me here in the comments, and I'll answer you. Let's see. So you have to be a member of the Ravelry group. I have notes because I was like, I'm going to forget stuff. We're going to let it run from like today until the end of March. And then I'm going to, I'll draw prizes and stuff on April 4th, which is the next time I'll record. So I'll do that. Let's see. I mentioned that already. Oh, you can double, triple, quadruple, dip, whatever. So I think that there's lots of people who are doing, you know, who are doing craft alongs or knit alongs or whatever right now. So I think like the knit girls, I feel like they still have their new things. What do they call it? The craft all the things, I think. So if you've got like maybe a new technique or a new pattern, maybe it's a new to you pattern or a new to you technique that was gifted for your birthday. And you could double dip. I think that not a podcast, what is So Nitpicky, I believe, like so, like you're sewing nitpicky, here on YouTube. I feel like she's having a craft along. I know there are lots of people. So anyway, just feel free to, I as long as they're okay with it, I'm okay with you double dipping. It's fine. It does have to be a new project, so you will have to have cast it on today or later. Obviously, since, we're doing a little over a month, you can get like a good size project done. It does have to be a finished object, so not pieces. So like not like modular pieces or anything like that. Like if you're doing a blanket, if you're doing like blanket squares or something, it would have to be the finished blanket. And honestly, if you're gifting someone like a big old blanket, that's super sweet of you. I mean, I guess if it's a baby blanket, that would be probably smaller, but anyway, it does have to be the finished object, completed. I was gonna say ends woven in, but let's be reasonable. I tend to like not always. I do before I take pictures, so yeah, the ends are woven in before I take pictures of stuff, but that's neither here nor there. So it does have to be a finished thing. Now when it comes to the prizes, you can, of course, enter multiple times. So if you do, let's say you're making hats for triplets, they're for the birthday. So you have 3 hats. As long as they're not teeny tiny hats, they would count as 3 entries. You would have to do separate posts for them. But in order for us to do a prize, there have to be at least 15 participants, like 15 different people, not including myself, who are going to participate. The last time I hosted a Craft-A-Long over on Ravelry, it was kind of sad. I had only 2 people participate. It was a long time ago, and I had agreed to do these prizes and stuff like that, and I was like, well, I'm not going to just pick one out of the 2 people because it's a coin toss at that point. So I just gifted them both patterns. So for this one, I don't know yet exactly what the pattern is going to be. There will be at least one, or not pattern, at least one prize, as long as there is 15 total, at least 15 participants. If for some reason we have like a ton of participation, I will probably up the prizes. I don't know yet what those prizes are going to be. If you guys have any ideas, I would love to hear that. Or, I don't know. Because I don't really know I don't know. I haven't figured that part out. It might be a pattern. It might be something that I buy. Maybe I'll get something donated as a gift, like a gift to the show to pass on to you guys for a prize. We'll see. But I'll figure that part out. And I'll let you know that probably the next time I record, I'll have that figured out. And I'll have a good idea if participation is going to be, it's going to warrant a prize or not. So I'm just doing that to kind of keep it fair to everyone, including myself. So, all right. So I think I covered everything. I will have like the official rules and stuff all laid out in the thread in the first post. So you can check that out, read that, make sure I didn't forget anything. And yes, I hope that you guys participate. And I'm really excited because it's my birthday. Well, I mean, okay, it's not my birthday yet. It's not my birthday still, but I just kind of am excited, which is a good thing. All right, that is all I have for you today. I've been talking a long time. I had 2 pages of notes. So yeah, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day and that you've had a wonderful time and it continues to be wonderful for you. Let me know in the comments, if you had any holidays that you celebrated. Did you celebrate Valentine's Day? Did you have a birthday? I know at least one of you had a birthday because we are birthday twins. So I hope that you guys are just having a great time. Please, if you have any comments about or questions or anything about the Craft-A-Long, you can ask me here or you can go over and ask me in the chatter thread. Just because it might be easier to kind of have all those questions grouped together in case someone else has the same question. They can look at your question. And yeah, I hope you guys go over and join the Ravelry group and participate because it's my birthday, sort of 3 days ago. But I hope that you guys participate. So anywho, I'm gonna go and I will see you guys next time. Bye.